That, I would like us to really understand what we are talking about here. Clarice Widover did a report already on the whole situation and what is actually happening and why we decided to talk about these fragments. It was because a video was recently released by the Red Dragons of Libialem, and I'll just ask the producers to just probably play the video Clarice or the paper Clarice Widover did, and then right after I'm going to get to the English speaking panelist.
As time evolves and things unfold, the Anglophone crisis takes a different twist or dimension. The most recent is the alleged seed of division that has been planted among the so-called Ambazonia fighters. In a latest video released by some fighters who call themselves the Red Dragon, the militants have sent out a stern warning to those they refer to as small groups residing in the bushes and to those that have used the situation to enrich themselves, pretending to be part of the Ambazonia fighters. Being so categorical and critical, the militant spokesman in the video has vowed to challenge people using their banner to extort money from the outside world under the guise of helping the so-called Ambazonia fighters. With bitterness, the spokesman threatened likes like Tapang Ivo, who has made the world to understand that him and many others have been practically providing support to the dragon fighters fighting for the Ambazonian government. Reports that Ivo and others have been in contact with the fighters have equally been refuted in this latest video. This has, however, left the minds of Cameroonians in the state of skepticism. Many questions have been on the minds of the population. Have bandits taken advantage of the situation to terrorize and steal things from local or civilians, and what have you? In a nutshell, when militants tend to fight among themselves, tension remains high as infighting among rebels can eventually split the nation between factions. This can be likened to the situation in Libya, with many armed groups making it very difficult for the central government to settle the upheavals. The government is always embroiled and remains at a crossroad without knowing the right people to call for dialogue. However, division among rebel groups can also go a long way to help the government in place to easily tackle the situation at hand, since the said rebels now concentrate on fighting each other rather than the government. In all, every Cameroonian that believes in the oneness of its people and the togetherness of the African continent awaits the day of peace in the Republic of Cameroon.
Thank you so much, Clarice Widover. And of course, we did not expect Cameroon to be like this. If you could ask me probably 5 years ago, I wouldn't have said we would be a country gradually sliding into a civil war. Now I'm coming to you, Barrister Akbar Ashu. I'm sure you have certain issues to highlight. You have some points you actually have to make clear here. Mr. Wana was talking about the fact that these people are not well organized, but you are a man of the soil. You, from what you have to say, I'm sure you've been indicating that you have something to say, both politically and militarily. Are these people actually organized or not? Are there fragments within the Anglophone separatist defense groups, and what does this mean for both the government and the English-speaking people in Cameroon?
Thank you very much. I want Mr. Awana to know that you can never be more royalist than the king. We are talking here about the Anglophone problem, and I am a typical Anglophone. I come from Manfe. We are talking about things that are happening in my homeland. And you see, he is free to accept or to refuse. He is free to behave like an ostrich, close his eyes inside his, and bury his head inside his sand, take his buttocks on and say there's nothing happening. The purpose why I came here is to enlighten Cameroonians and the international community as to the gravity of what is happening. We should stop fooling ourselves that, oh, the people are not going to. I am saying that there is a central coordination. I am happy Mr. Awana knows about Cho Ayaba. Cho Ayaba is a military commander. He is the Ambazonian military commander. If he knows him well, he is talking of Chris Anu. Chris Anu is Ambazonian secretary. He was the secretary general when Sisiku was arrested. So it looks like Mr. Awana is making a complete mix-up between the political arrangement of the Ambazonian government and their military arrangement. Cho Ayaba is the military commander that we have been seeing in all the social media. He makes no secret of that. Skakuf and all the other things. You see, you have a political arrangement. The various political groupings came together. You see, we have to understand that this movement has gone radical. These people have come together to form a united front. The reason why Mr. Sako is called interim president is because Sisiko himself was the interim president. So you cannot have two presidents. That's the reason why they put Sako as the acting interim president. He is the head. There is no other. Anu is not above Sako. If you look at all their all the videos that this movement airs, there is no dispute about their leadership. So we should stop fooling ourselves that there is no leader. Now, I am surprised that many people are talking only about this video of the Red Dragons. TV5 came up with a documentary. A TV5 reporter spent 1 week in an Ambazonian military camp. I'm surprised. You people seem not to have seen that video. But what we have seen, this is nothing. These guys are organized. What TV5 filmed, you saw a real army with uniforms and all what an army can have. So this is nonsense. What is this one? This is nothing. Watch the TV5 video, then you understand that the situation is not play. This is not play. We should stop fooling ourselves. Okay. I am saying that when you see the images of these boys, Muyuka, Mr. Wana says it is small hooligans. I think he's just joking. These boys you are seeing, these hooligans, block the road between Muyuka and Kumba for 1 week. All of you can remember, they blocked the road for 1 week. These are the people. 1 week, nobody could go to Kumba or come from it. You want to minimize them? These were simply boys who were put there in front to man those barricades. The real people were behind. Why up till today can the army not enter into just about 50 meters into the bush? They remain just along the road. Why? Why? If they are nothing, if these are nothing, they are just small hooligans who have no central command. You see, you have not seen any images of the tigers of Manfi. You have not seen. Those of Kwakwa, you have not seen. Those of Ngi, you have not seen. We have real groups that are armed. These boys are just small. Look, yesterday, from 10 p.m. till morning, mile 16 was under heavy artillery bombardment. Many people slept in the bushes. We should stop fooling ourselves. There is a full-blown civil war in the air in this country. And for those who think that we are not likely to have anything here, yesterday, I saw a post on Facebook where they said, Bonaberi is our town, Bonaberi we are coming. 2 weeks ago, we had attacks in Mbanga and a gendarme was seriously wounded. These guys reached Mbanga. Mbanga is their town. Okay, now... so you think that this is something very light that we should take, we should continue using to fool people and allow the crisis to continue. I think that the politicians are supposed to get up from their slumber and organize this long decried political dialogue that people have been asking for.
Barrister Ashu,
instead of taking the position of Mr. Awana, yes, who thinks that nothing is happening.
Barrister Ashu, please, just 1 second. Now, I just want you to probably just throw a little bit of more light into this. You've been talking a lot about reactions on social media, and still under this video that has been circulating, some activists, including Tapang Ivo, they say that what was posted on Facebook by the Red Dragons is some sort of distraction. Actually, from what he says, that it's some sort of distraction. That's an activist saying it is a distraction, and that more distractions are going to be created. And there was another video actually recorded by another group of people saying that they should not listen to what he is saying, that they are actually not Ambazonians. So what do you have to say about all of this? They actually
Yes,
say there's no smoke without fire.
now let me tell you, when Nera Hotel happened, the Ambazonian group started looking for the reasons why their leaders were arrested. I want to say Tapang Ivo was one of the people who was suspected. Atamila was also suspected. So this man pointing at Tapang Ivo is not for nothing. They have been looking at Tapang Ivo with suspicious eyes. So you see, he's coming out to say, Tapang, you are not funding us. It's a way of telling Tapang that he should stop collecting monies to deceive people that he is the one controlling the ground. And that's why he says the Red Dragons are under AFC, the interim government. To make it clear that the Tapang Ivo that they are suspecting of being a traitor has nothing to do with them. You will see other videos concerning Atamila.
Okay.
Atamila, who is also suspected of having been one of the people who work with the government to go arrest Ayub Tabe in Nigeria. You see, so this is some sort of cleaning the house of the people they suspect. They are trying to say Mr. Tapang, whose hands are not clean, should not come dirty their fine work. That's what this man is trying to say.
Okay, thank you very much, Barrister Ashu. Now,
am I wrong if I say AFC is Ambazonian Force, Ambazonian Federal, Ambazonian Force?
Whatever it is, I don't know that one. I know it's
actually there's ADF, the Ambazonian
Defense Forces.
Defense Forces.
Yeah, we know that one.
Different from
they are in the bush fighting with the soldier, but the AFC is interim government. That is
please.
Yeah.
Now that interim government has enough money to fund all those groups. Stop fooling yourselves. They have money to fund everybody. ADF, AFC, all they are funding them.
Okay, before we get into the funding and everything, because so many people have been talking about money actually being the problem behind these fragments or the alleged fragments. But then before we get into that, I would like us to go back